Hi guys, it's Karina from Ragebreed. Hope you're doing well. Just to let you know that we have both the magazine issues out for free, so you can actually see the Ragebreed Magazine flip books with passwords for free. But if you want to buy with the compilation CDs, then you can buy from www.ragebreed.bigcartel.com. So that's kind of cool. So just to let you know, we've got a new video single, Blow It Up, by Incognito Theory. I designed the front cover and the video, go check it out. We're going to have Road to Thunder coming out by Rude. So Johnny's at the moment recovering from a throat operation, so he is just kind of healing up from there. So you will see more meets and greets coming up from now on. It's just that we've obviously taken a bit of a break from that because we wanted to put the priority as the magazine and stuff, so that's all good. What's the other thing? Mindlap's looking for a bass player and drummer, so if there's anyone out there from England or the US interested in being in the band, let us know. We are writing songs online, preparing for the album and everything. Lake of Dreams, still writing script and the album and stuff, working ideas from home. So yeah, there's loads of things happening in the pipeline. I'm also busy at work updating the Ragebreed sites, so ragebreed.com and ragebreed.biz. Both sites are being worked on at the moment, so we can update them as some of the things on there are a little bit out of date. So do go and visit them and see if there's anything that you want to purchase or any services you want to purchase. And also the other thing is you can actually buy Bloodstock tickets now from www.ragebreed.biz. If you go to the homepage, scroll down, there's a link on there which says buy tickets to Bloodstock. So if you haven't got your ticket yet, I suggest you go buy one, but buy it from ragebreed.biz. We are ticket affiliates, as you guys know. The other thing is I've got a shop on Amazon, so go check that out. There's some loads of cool stuff on there. You can buy loads of things and I earn commissions from that, so that's kind of cool. What else is happening this year? So Ragefest is going ahead. I have had loads of bands inquire actually. We are looking for a venue at the moment and a date, so all the bands that I've been in touch with over the years to get this done, we feel like this year is probably a good year to do it, but we will let you know once we've chosen the venue. We've been sort of looking at different venues and stuff and what would be the most suitable one, because we do want to have a backstage area, and also we want to get the right venue for the job as well. So we will be in touch and keep you guys updated once we've got more information. But if you do want to apply to be on Ragefest, go to www.ragefest.net. all the details are on there. Please follow the submission process and get yourself acquainted with how we pay bands. So basically how it works is we pay a signed fee for bands which are A C-list, and then underground bands that maybe are coming from other areas, or say for example bands that don't have a big following. What we do is we give them tickets to sell. So as long as you can confirm 3 to 4 people, it's not stupid amounts. It's about, to say if you just got a car full of people to come with you, you can sell those tickets to those people that would want to come, and that profit is 100% yours. So usually tickets are around £20, and it depends if we're going to be doing a full weekender, in which case it's more. So you can potentially make £60 to £80 and possibly more this year. So that's pretty good for an unsigned band. Now in terms of riders, food tech riders and stuff like that, we usually have that for the signed bands, but as we did last year, we did put it out for unsigned if they wanted to go ahead. We had plenty of food for everyone and drinks too. So if you are booked for this year, we will be doing a food rider as well for the bands, and also whatever's in the contract for the signed bands. So just letting you know, that's how we do things. We go the extra mile for bands. We always do that we changed our policies a very long time ago. So what we did is we decided to risk manage, and that was the best way to do it, because as long as a band can guarantee 3 and 4 people to see them, then we're happy to book you. It's that simple. And then what we do is we send you the tickets, or even what we can do is reserve the names on the door, and then we give you the sum of that money when they say their name on the door. So we've got 2 ways of doing that. So yeah, I mean, if you guys want to be on board, let me know. Like I say, follow the submission process, and I will make sure that I listen to all the bands. We do get high volume, so if you haven't heard anything yet, don't worry, I will get to you. Do make sure you put Ragefest submission on the subject field when sending the email, once you've gone through all the submission process. The reason why we do the submission process is so we can also expand followers on our social media networks too. So if there is something that we need you to like or follow, it's so also you can get information and promo material for what's to come with Ragefest and other things that we do that you might be interested in. Now we are on MailChimp, so if you guys want to subscribe to our mailing list, I've actually been sharing that about. So if you want to go to Ragebreed, on the Ragebreed page, I've just posted about it yesterday, so you can actually subscribe by filling out a form, and yeah, literally, like, you'll be on our mailing list. And I do recommend that, because it tells you all the updates which are happening with what we're doing, and it's really kind of killer. The other thing is we have Rebel Radio now on Thursdays, which is amazing, and that's hosted by Ian. So many thanks for bringing this show on to Ragebreed Radio. That's really, really awesome. They're one of the biggest stations, and very, very happy to have them on board. Same with Jay from Circus of the Dark Radio. He's from Rock Rage Radio as well. So we've got some really killer, shows. On top of that, we also have the Autopsy Report on Tuesdays, and that's really, really cool too. We've got Johnny's Rock Corner on Saturdays. And then I believe it's Boom on Wednesday, so those of you that like your sort of new metal, all the modern stuff, that's a great show to check out. On Mondays, what we're going to be doing is doing a bit of a rotation, so it's basically all in-house Ragebreed stuff as well. So you probably get Headbangers one week, Into the Pit the other, Society X, all that kind of stuff. And on Friday we're going to be launching all the gaming soon, so that's going to be a gaming podcast, which is going to be kind of cool, and that's by M Fuller. So yeah, that's another thing actually, all the gaming page with M Fuller, go check it out if you're a gamer. Really, really worth checking out. We're going to be doing all the Twitch stuff, and putting it all on Ragebreed TV as well. So and we are getting sponsorships from different sort of independent stores and stuff. Now, say if you're a company and you would like to put an ad in our radio, it's really, really quite easy to do. You literally just have to go to www.ragebreed.bigcartel.com, and you can basically pay for that package, which is I think about £50. I think it's half price if you affiliate or something like that, I can't remember now, but check it all out. It's all on the www.ragebreed.bigcartel.com site, and then obviously you can also look at our different promo packages on www.ragebreed.biz. Now, bands that want to sign with us, we've had absolutely loads of bands contact me to sign them. Now, we are already very understaffed, so we do want to sign loads more bands, which we will do, but we also have to be reasonable and also, realistic. Once I've got some more manpower behind Ragebreed, we will happily sign more bands this year. In April, we do have a new band, 2 new bands actually. We have got Second Place and Horse of Troja, which are the 2 bands we're going to be signing from Europe. There's going to be loads more bands that have inquired, and I'm going to make my selection quite soon, probably in May time, April, May time. I'm going to be going through all the EPKs that have been sent in, and that's all good too. So in terms of UK tours, Minelapse and Rough and Rude will be on tour this year in the UK. We are looking at tours abroad, but with Minelapse it's a little bit more complicated because we do need to get a drummer and a bass player urgently, so we can do live shows, because we get a lot of offers to play festivals and things like that, but we need to get a full lineup first and rehearse and all that kind of stuff. So at the minute our focus is on online releases. But we are happy to book festivals maybe for next year, and if we do get a lineup together soonish, then yeah, we're quite happy to do festivals towards the end of the year as well. People have been asking about the Lake of Dreams film as well, so as I say, we are still writing the script, but we have got some great ideas. Now you can have a look in the newsletter with MailChimp that I've shared out. There's actually a radio recording which you can actually even find on Podbean about Lake of Dreams, and it tells you everything that you need to know on there, so that's kind of cool. So guys, I'm going to love you and leave you. Thank you so much for supporting Ragebreed. If you want to buy a shirt, go to www.ragebreed.bigcartel.com, and also you can visit all our other sites as well on social media. We've got an Instagram, and there's actually another store link in there, so those of you that live outside the UK, that's definitely something to check out, because there's loads and loads of merch on there. So if you like Minelapse, you like Lake of Dreams, you like my own Karina A Sher brand, go check it out. And thank you so much for your support, guys. Really, really appreciate it. Keep it metal, keep it Ragebreed.
Are you ready for Ragebreed Magazine Issue 2?
Well, I certainly hope that you are. It is Karina from Ragebreed. Hope you all are doing well. We finally have issue 2 of Ragebreed Magazine out. If you would like to buy, go to www.ragebreed.bigcartel.com, featuring some of the most amazing bands in the world. You won't be disappointed. You've got the likes of My Dying Bride, Anvil, Danzig, Crowbar, Onslaught, One Machine, Anal Nathrak, Antiferum, Jungle Rot, Pestilence, Stygian Dark, Deep Profundus, Old Corpse Road, Antimatter, not to mention live reviews from Rammstein, Paradise Lost, Merkur, Joe Quayle. You've also got the Ragebreed Records band, for example, Minelapse, Incognito Theory, Rough and Rude, Lake of Dreams, Horse of Troja and Second Place. We also have Mike LaPond as Bass Player of the Year, and we have free compilations of the best global music around. So those who have bought into the £50 compilation deal, they've got an interview, a free review, and they've also got a track on the compilation. So do go to www.ragebreed.bigcartel.com and buy Ragebreed Magazine now. You won't regret it. It's absolutely brilliant. Take it easy and keep it metal. Keep it Ragebreed.
So don't forget, buy Ragebreed Magazine. It's a PDF flipbook magazine which is interactive and global. Go to www.ragebreed.bigcartel.com, buy yourself a magazine, and you'll get 2 free compilation CDs as well, and that's all for £4.99. You cannot go wrong with that.
Ragebreed Magazine. It is a must for those who are genuine music fans.
Ragebreed Magazine, brought to you by people who have heart and passion for rock and metal music.
Why communication is important. Hi, my name's Karina, and you know me as the owner of Ragebreed. I also am a life coach, and I'm here today to talk to you about mind, body, and spirit. But today's episode is going to be focusing mainly on communication. Now, people in general are very social animals. We we need to interact with each other. But we all need to be a safe space, and that can be difficult when we have different challenges or thoughts or opinions, some which will be positive and some will be negative. But the truth of everything is that you have a voice, and in order to have that voice, we also need to have respect. And what that means is that we will be able to communicate in such a way to the other person whereby it is a respectful contact. So regardless of whether it's good or bad, we're able to speak to each other with respect, no matter how angry or upset or frustrated you are. And that is the key to building successful relationships. It doesn't mean that sometimes we won't get mad. It doesn't mean that sometimes we won't behave erratically. But it's also understanding that truly great bonds are the ones that can surpass anything. And it means that you have to care enough about that person in order to communicate properly, in order to find resolve. There's no way of them actually being able to communicate in such a way whereby to say, I'm not happy with this situation, or there's certain things that are bothering me at the moment. I just need some clarification on something, am I wrong in thinking this? And it's through how you word things is how you're going to get to your destination. Now, some people will, they'll punish you from just a perception or a thought or an idea, and it can be people that are paranoid, or there's been rumours spread about you, for example, and they won't talk to you directly about it, but what will then happen is sometimes they will start this whole excessive paranoia, and that excessive paranoia grows, and then there's people backbiting about you, and it becomes larger and larger, and the other person they know there's something wrong, but they're unaware, and even if they're asking, those people aren't able to communicate properly with them. Sometimes that can be for a number of reasons. It can be down to simple reasons that they don't want to resolve. So that can be for a few different reasons. It can be down to jealousy. It can be down to there's a lot of prejudices as well when it comes to people. And we have to remember that in life, people do hold judgments about others, whether it's class prejudices, whether it's you're a woman, sexism, for example, whether it's racism. It could be a combination of different things, and sometimes it's just pure jealousy. And unfortunately, because of that, it is one of the biggest destroyers of friendships and relationships, because they're constantly competing with you, and that's what shouldn't happen. Friends should be rooting for each other and be happy for each other's successes. That is what friendship is about. That's about caring for the other person, and that is how you grow. But it is through communication, good communication, to understand the other person's perspective. And that is how you grow.
Hey everybody. This is Brendale Jelly from Untitled Jelly. Look here, if you fucking bully, you're an ass. That's right, I said it. Don't stand for it. I was bullied as a teen. I wasn't any good at sports. I wasn't good at talking to girls. Still kind of not. And, my family didn't really have the money to put me into, the most popular clothes. So I had to make do. And I just drifted by. Eventually, it got to me to the point where I had to leave school. So, if you're one of those assholes, knock it off. Because let me tell you, there's nothing worse than being a bully. Do yourselves a favor. Apologize to those who you've bullied. They could be sitting up at a fucking clock tower right now waiting for you to go by because of your ass. Keep that in mind. Something Spamicidal Jelly doesn't stand for, something I don't stand for. All forms of bullying need to be eradicated from Earth. I said it. Deal with it.
Hi guys, hope you're doing well. So this is Karina from Ragebreed, and I'm going to be discussing today the root cause of a lot of this hater stuff that's going around. There are many rumours going around about me, and all of them are false. Number one, about Rage Fest, me paying the bands and sandwiches, is false. It was a tech and food rider for bands, and it was also meant to be actually for the sign bands because that was what was in their contract. Just because you see a layout of food doesn't mean I'm paying bands. Okay, so the rumour was started by Thrax and also Phil Core, and a few other of their, followers or whatever. So basically, what happened was there was all these rumours being started about Ragebreed and myself, and whenever I get somewhere or start getting somewhere, Thrax will always try and interfere and put it down. And the reason for that is very simply a bruised ego. That's all it is. A long time ago, when I was in my teens and I was with someone called Gaz, and he was actually someone who I married at the time, Thrax kept hitting on me every time we were going out. Gaz knew about it. He also knew about everything that happened, what he did. And also, one night at JC's, Thrax then said to me, I want to be with you. And I said, look, I'm really happy with Gaz, not interested. After that, there was this huge divide between Slave State and Mind Lapse. And it was really messed up, actually, when I look back at it. It was just complete competing. And it was horrible. You could hear people talking, and Thrax has always created divides in Leicester. He is an absolute twat. I'm sorry, but it's true. He basically went on forums to slag off Mind Lapse. When I tried to resolve things with him, he literally said, if you're going to be in the limelight, you've got to take some shit. And that's what his words were. And I explained to him before that I was doing it because I was healing from rape and one of my friends had died in the car accident, and that was his response. Non-empathic, doesn't care what I've gone through. He just wanted to compete with me because he had been bruised with his ego. Okay. So he turned loads of people against me. So I've been dealing with this since a teen. Okay, so this is nothing new for me. The only difference is as a teen, I was a lot more softer, and I actually tried to attempt suicide on my life a couple of times because of the bullying. I felt really shitty about myself, and they just kept pushing and pushing and trying to bring me down. Okay. So what did I do? I just continued to do what I did, and I just enjoyed doing my Ragebreed stuff and Mind Lapse stuff. And for a period of time in 2011, he sent me an apology. Okay. He said, I'm sorry, and we're both into cool music. And I said, I'm happy being friends. And it was fine until 2014, when he then said, he started feelings for me, and I said, I'm really sorry, I just don't feel the same way. Bear in mind, I was seeing someone. I'm not the best person in the world, but I was seeing someone. And he basically, after that, decided he was going to join resin events, and he basically said that he could only use them for gigs going forward. And I was like, well, why can't you use both? And then I realised that he was starting up his old tricks again, because obviously not long before that, he had put a status up trying to ridicule my club night. And it was just pure competition. It was pure jealousy, competition. And that was that. So that's when it all started. So then he ended up being friends with Nomi, who started that status, if you remember, in 2019. And that's when it really kicked off, because that's when Simon took a picture
of himself with Nami in a status dedicated to ridicule me. And that was the defining status that completely changed everything for me. It was very traumatic, and I'm still finding it hard to get over that. I cannot believe that people that I've helped and been friends with all this time could literally turn on me for defending myself. And I'm still having the same problem that when people are attacking me or bullying me, and if I defend myself, I'm in the wrong, which I think is absolutely disgusting, if I'm honest, because you should have the right to defend yourself and speak out the actual truth when something has gone public about you. Okay? So if someone is spreading lies and defamation about you, you have every goddamn right to defend yourself and speak up and say this is wrong. And if you're opposed to that, you need to really think about what you're saying and doing, because I think it's absolutely disgusting if you are a target shamer. I really can't stand target shamers. But to cut the story short, is the fact that this continues because now that their friends have now set up a page called Against Ragebreed's Bullying and Ragebeard Promotions. And what I would like you guys to do is have a look at the toxicity on that page, on both pages actually, and have a look at what kind of people they are and decide for yourself whether you actually support people like that or you don't. Because in my opinion, metal has never been about bullying. It's been about working with each other, not against each other. Now, let's get a record straight. Myself and Matt Kirk from Uprising and Firebug, we have always had a very good working relationship and a good friendship. Okay. I've spoken to Matt. He understands that Simon was in the wrong, and because Simon believed a rumor about me, which was lies. Okay. And so he's willing to move forward, and that's good. And I've made peace with Simon and Firebug, and I've always had real peace with Firebug. Just when all the bullying started, obviously that's when I was a little bit, what's going on? But now myself and Matt have talked. We've got everything out in the open. Everything is good. He's even told Aidan Fraser from Blood Oath not to get involved in the politics. Now, the problem with Thrax is he won't stop. And since all of this has happened, his friend Anarchy, who, by the way, has got something on her Instagram which says that she's a destroyer of equal and human rights. And this woman has harassed me along with her husband to the point of it going to the police. And so these people like Nami, Anarchy, Dean, Thrax, they're all bullies. They're all bullies. And they have no remorse when it comes to bullying or attacking or abusing. Okay. So what I'm here for you to say is the people behind Against Ragebreed's Bullying and obviously, the other one, Ragebeard Promotions, I'd like you to go and have a look at it, and I'd like you to report each post and report the page. Because the thing is, the way I see it, is if anyone has a dispute with me or a problem, they come to me and they say to me, I've got a problem, okay? The only time I've ever spoken out against anybody is when they've publicly humiliated me, or they've done something when I've already asked them to, if they've done something wrong and we've not had resolve, but they're going around saying something else about the whole situation, okay? In the event of defamation, I have the right to clear my name.
I support Ragebreed against bullying. I believe bullying, whether it's verbal, covert, or physical bullying, is wrong. Don't do it.
Ragebreed Reviews by Karina A Sher.
Hi guys, it's Karina from Ragebreed, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit about Old Man's Child. And this is an album called
In Defiance of Existence.
Old Man's Child, In Defiance of Existence, released by Century Media Records.
Okay, so this band are called Old Man's Child. The actual title of the record is called In Defiance of Existence. It was released by Century Media Records. And I've got to say, you know, a really, really strong sort of blackened death metal album. You know, you could call it sort of black metal, but it's not really all that top end. It's got a very sort of death metal almost dynamic, you know, through the entirety of it, and you can see the kind of the black metal influence there. You've got Nick Barker on drums, and you know, you've got some great melodies here as well, which is really interesting because as much as it's a very sort of fast album actually. When you listen to the rest of the album, it's very brutal. You know, it's got a lot of like speed, I guess, and it's just really interesting but this is a track that I picked to play in the background because I remember the first time I actually found this band, and this was on a Terrorizer compilation. And I really loved the track, and it was around the same time I actually discovered an Al Nathrak, and you know, similarly great band. But this band really, really captivated me, and I was like, wow, you know, who are these guys? You know, they weren't very. I wouldn't say they were promoted, but I didn't really know of them until I obviously, you know, tried out these compilations from Terrorizer. And I've got to say, you know, some of these compilations are great for discovering, you know, new music, and I discovered so many bands through compilations actually, because, you know, back in the day we didn't have Facebook and, you know, things like that. We would discover music through magazines and through compilations and stuff, you know, and we would be excited about Headbangers Ball. So that was my growing up through you know, the time period, you know, when I was into this kind of music. This is how I discovered bands, and going into local stores and looking at certain bands and liking the look of the CD and picking it up just to see what it's like, you know, that's what it was like. And I believe that, you know, this particular track is the track that actually drew me in to the world of Old Man's Child. Now, you will find with this album they are very, very tight, and there's something that I really respect about this band, and the fact is they come up with some really, really good riffs, and it really makes you want to headbang. It's like a force of energy, you know, and there's so many great tracks on the album. I mean, this is just one of them. I mean, this is called I think it's called Black Seeds on Virgin Soil. That's right, yeah. And it's really, really good. And then you've got loads of other tracks that are equally absolutely amazing. You know, you only need to look at tracks such as Agony of Fallen Grace, The Soul Receiver, for example. Even the first track's great, Felonies of the Christian Art. You know, it's all very fucking good. You know, I can't really fault a track on the album, I'll be honest with you. It's very, I mean, it's not really for faint-hearted people. If you don't like it brutal, this isn't the album for you, you know. I mean, yes, it has dynamics, absolutely, but you know, you're gonna hear consistent double bass drumming, you know, and very, very good, you know, double bass drumming throughout the whole of it. And it's strange with me because, you know, I love the vocal aspect and how they've kind of infused it and everything. But I just love the energy of the band. The energy is so fucking ferocious. It's really good. It's like a complete, from the word go, it is just, we're straight in there. It's going to be brutal. It's going to be dark. It's going to be fucking heavy. So if you kind of like that stuff and you like that black and death metal edge, this is definitely the band for you. I give this album 9 out of 10.
What's going on, everybody? This is Dave Incognito of Incognito Theory with a quick update for you. Today I received a box. Yeah, it's pretty damn dangerous, man. Coming from our friends over at Bullhide Hats. So, what do you say we blow it up and crack it open and check it out? You know what I'm saying? I think it's going to be pretty badass, you know? As you all know, we appreciate you keep getting your shine on, listening to some Sunset Moonshine from our new single, Incognito Theory, out now on Ragebreed Records. Video's out. Got a new record coming out, 420, The Brotherhood Part 1, 5 songs. It's going to be real killer. Lots of other cool things going on. And, all right, so what do you say we blow it up and open this box, huh? Let's check it out. Oh, yeah, baby. Let's give it a little... see if we can, oh yeah, see what's going on here. What's going on here, huh? Oh yeah, baby. Ha yeah, baby. That's right. What do you think of that badass shit, boy? Check it out. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, yeah. You're all going to see this in the Blow It Up video. That's right. Come March, we got a brand new single coming out called Blow It Up. And, yeah. So you think my lovely girlfriend, Christina, knows me very well? Yeah, I think she does. So, thanks, babe. I'm pretty damn blessed. Oh yeah, baby. Check this damn thing out, man. This thing is killer, man. Look at this thing. Let me give you a little better look. What do you say, huh? Look at that. Got the skull up there, some flames. Oh yeah. Because you know, all custom, baby. Oh yeah. Hollywood, baby. Oh yeah. All right. So, get ready for the next damn good time with your boys. The Band of Brothers, Incognito Theory. Go to incognitotheory.com, look for our new single, Blow It Up, look for our new record, The Brotherhood, 420-22 on Ragebreed Records. Oh yeah, yeah. We'll see you guys real soon. Thanks.
Hi guys, this is Karina from Mind Lapse. We are now signed to Ragebreed Records.
Ragebreed Records presents Mind Lapse.
Our friends that is metal. Members from the UK and the US.
New lineup featuring Karina A Sher, founding member of Mind Lapse.
Karina started the band in 1996. She was signed by Holier Than Thou Records, however now has released all Mind Lapse material via her label Ragebreed Records.
Jimmy Mitchell, lead guitarist.
Jimmy Mitchell has joined the band Mind Lapse recently and has decided to be the main guitarist of Mind Lapse and will be co-writing with the rest of the members in the band.
Michael Cook, second guitarist.
Michael Cook is the most recent member recruited for Mind Lapse for the up-and-coming metal album. He is going to be playing guitars for the band and co-writing.
Bass player, drummer, and keyboard is wanted for Mind Lapse to record the next studio album through Ragebreed Records. If you are interested, get in touch with the band through the Mind Lapse Facebook page.
Mind Lapse was voted one of the best UK female-fronted metal bands by MRC.
Mind Lapse have been around since 1996. They have experimented with different subgenres within metal. The next studio album will be melodic death metal.
They have a single out called Haunted, which has 2 tracks on it. One is called Haunted, the second track is called The Prophecy. These tracks are available to be heard on Spotify and available to buy from most downloadable sites.
Expect brutal for the new album.
Mindlapse have had a 4K review in Kerrang! Magazine. They have been interviewed in Metal Hammer Magazine. They have also been in the top 10 charts for both Takeover Radio and BBC Radio Leicester. They have also been printed in the top 10 for NME Magazine. On top of this, the band have been on tour with the likes of Cancer and Insomnium, Cruel Humanity and Gutworm in 2005. They shared a tour bus with Insomnium. The band also have played with bands such as Napalm Death, Skindred, In Me, Vacant Stare, Rachel Stamp and King Prawn. The band have also played Rock and Blues Festival and a variety of different Ragebreed festivals also. They have played many all-dayers in London and also have played venues such as Rock City, Bradford Rios, Sheffield Corporation and the legendary Coco in Camden in London. The band have also been interviewed by the legendary Malcolm Doane from Total Rock Radio. Karina has also had interviews with Misery Point Radio. Also, UG Media, Metal to the Ashes, Fistful of Metal, and many more radio stations. The band are going to be plugged internationally and have been having a lot of positive response from different radio stations. The band is expected to go on tour once COVID is over and will be releasing a studio album later on this year.
Hello, no one is available to take your call at this time. Please leave a message after the tone.
Hi guys, I'm Johnny Chadwick from Rough and Rude. I just want to say I'm a proud member of Ragebreed organization. Karina and the family at Ragebreed are the best in the business. They know exactly what they're doing and I'm so proud to be a part of it. I want to say Rough and Rude will be in the studio in June and we'll be coming out with a new album called Road to Thunder. So, can't wait for that one. And don't forget, every Saturday, Johnny Chadwick from Rough and Rude has a radio show on Ragebreed Radio called Johnny's Rock Corner. It's all that beautiful rock sleaze from the 80s, 90s, and today. So sit back and enjoy. With a mask on, don't be silly, put a rubber in your willy, and do not drink and drive. Peace.
Each wind between my legs, rumor fills my soul. The valley over the hill, as the cold wind starts to blow. Clouds roll in a bumper. I'm rolling down that road to thunder.
Oh, there you go.
Are we live?
I guess we are.
Woohoo! Oh,
Well,
yeah.
welcome. I'm Johnny Chadwick from Rough and Rude, and you're Karina A Sher with Ragebreed Records. Well, welcome to our show, Ragebreed Live Meet and Greet. How are you doing,
great.
sweetheart?
I'm doing good, thank you. I've got my gin and diet tonic.
Diet tonic, and I got my rum and a lot of calorie Pepsi.
No worries.
I don't. Fuck them. So, what's up? What's new, honey? How's everything going? How's Mind Lapse?
Yeah, really good. So we've just finished a interview, obviously, with you guys as well in the Asgard Radio, and yeah, things are going really good. We've been basically practicing a new single called The Truth Untold. So that's going to be our new release, which is really exciting because it's the first time that we will have 2 new guitarists in Mind Lapse. Right. And the actual riffing is it's just blowing me away. It's so good. Really? It really is. Yeah, like I'm so excited. I haven't been this excited about, the band for such a long time, and it's just new energy. Everyone's really, motivated to get it done. Jimmy's writing some cool riffs. I've got about 5 riffs as well, 5 songs actually. So, and Michael's got a lot of the thrashy element as well going on in there. So collectively, we're writing a really killer metal album.
Well, the guys in the band, they're really awesome. I met them the first time tonight, and they're nice guys, good guys. Now,
yeah.
Excuse me. Now back to you. Now, what was your how? Wait a minute. I got the hiccups. What got you into music in the first place? How did you get in?
I've always been really into it. I mean, when I was really young, I was one of these people that used to love to sing at school. So, and I like to act as well. So I was like a flower fairy. I was like this, with all the little kiddies and stuff. I don't know. I've just always been an entertainer. I've always been someone that loves to sing. The first thing I used to do when I came back from school, I used to sit on my swing and I would sing all these songs, and the neighbours used to come out and listen to me. And it was, I always remember that. And so I've always been a musical person. It's just when I got into the rock side of stuff was, I guess it's always been in the family. My cousins were into it. But for me, there was a point in time where I remember I couldn't sleep one night. I went downstairs and I put on the TV, and there was Slash and Axl Rose running across the stage. And I was like, who are these? Oh my God, and they're Slash doing the do-do-do-do-do-do, the 3 Child of Mine stuff. And
right.
I was just blown away. I was just like, wow, and so the first album I ever bought with music was Guns N' Roses' Use Your Illusion 1. That was my first cassette.
Nice.
Yeah, it was the first cassette. And and then after that, I remember my first single was Pantera, I'm Broken.
Oh, bad.
And let me just try to think. The first EP I ever bought was Carcass Heartwork.
Oh.
So it was like I went from classic rock to like kind of metal to death metal, which is really interesting because I still like the stuff,
Yeah.
It's
so those 3 bands inspired you to start the music.
Yeah. So, but what I think when it comes to Mind Lapse specifically, because that made me pick up the guitar. So, that's when I started to ask to play guitar and things like that. And the first song I ever learned on guitar was Nothing Else Matters by Metallica. And then when I was writing Mind Lapse stuff, actually, what got me into wanting to write was actually Nick Holmes from Paradise Lost. Because, again, I couldn't sleep one night, nocturnal person, obviously. Put the TV on, Headbangers Ball was on, and Ember's Fire. I remember that feeling when I first saw Ember's Fire, and it was like all this hair moshing, and the music was so badass. It was so dark, but it was so metal, you know. I was like, oh, who are these, you know? And I looked up, because back then, you know, it was all cassettes, and I think CDs were just coming out, if I remember right. And I bought the Icon album. And when I listened to that album, my God, my whole life changed. I was like, I want to do this. I really want to, you know, write me. I mean, it wasn't just the music, it was the artwork, it was the lyrics. It was like, I need to write an album like this. So the very first Mind Lapse stuff that we ever wrote was like a gothic rock project. And that was called Myself and I. And it was, you know, you'll hear it in the discography album, because we released everything that we've ever done in Mind Lapse with Forgotten Memories of Past Lives. So you're talking some of this materials from 96. You can hear it in my voice because I've still got that top end. La, la, la. you know, I'm very top end, you know, whereas you know, the years go by, my voice gets a bit more deeper as I grow into a woman, and you know, but you know, because I got signed so young, I think it was 16 years old, you know, tell you now, music has just been my life. It, you know, I got picked to do like solo projects at schools, and I remember my first solo at De Montfort Hall, and it was just, you know what I mean? It's just always been. I always remember when I was little, and I used to have my hair brushed, and I'd sing into it in the mirror, and I'd be doing all the poses, you know, and I used to make it with dance routines. Oh, you know, and I've always had this beautiful memory of me and my mum, and we used to dance around the dining room to ABBA, and you know, you know, like sort of like
on me.
Yeah, like really, like Blondie, you know, bands like that. And I was so young, you know. We loved Madonna, we loved Blondie, Bananarama, even, you know, and so all that kind of stuff was like back then. And then the rock music came afterwards, because that is what hit a chord with me. Guitar music, while people were listening to bands like Take That and stuff, and you know, boy bands. I was listening to boy bands like Poison and Motley Crue, and I had pictures of Slash and Sebastian Bach on my wall, you know.
Awesome.
So that was my, you know, I guess my version of boy band. But you know, the guitars were just so good, and you know, that whole genre, you know, all the genres of music growing up, you know, Sabbath, Iron Maiden, Metallica, Slayer.
Right.
You know,
yeah. Oh yeah.
So great. So
Testament.
Great. Yeah, you can't go wrong with Testament. Yeah.
Megadeth. Awesome.
I'm just looking at Nick. Oh, hi Nick. How you doing? Nick used to come down to Ragebreed Club night, so he's one of my friends.
Oh, cool.
Hey, dude. We're all good, thank you. Yeah.
So what is your creative process like?
Creatively, I would probably say, usually, I mean, for example, this Mind Lapse project is a concept project. So when you read the Mind Lapse bio, it's about, you know, stories of past lives, forgotten memories of past lives. So it's about different spirits that have their own lives and they're telling their story. It's quite a sort of afterlife orientated type of idea, but it's also about a life story of someone, you know. So it's kind of like, so what we did is, and also I'm going to make an announcement here, which we've not done yet, but Michael Cook is not only going to be the guitarist of Mind Lapse, he's also going to be the guitarist of Lake of Dreams.
Awesome.
Yeah. So how this fits is Lake of Dreams is going to be doing all that kind of pagan folk sort of stuff, like Wardruna, Fawn, The Gathering, those kind of influences, Anathema, a little bit of symphonic neoclassical stuff. So that's going to be really ambient. And then part of the film that we're working on with Lake of Dreams is when the druidess goes into hell. And as I mentioned to you before, she sees this tree and she thinks it's like all these roses and stuff. She goes close to it, and they're actually embryos of unborn children on the tree. That's hell.
Heavy. That's heavy.
It's really dark. As I said, it's not for the faint-hearted. So Mind Lap touches on all the hellish stories from the souls of hell. So what we do is, if you remember that, well, the EP we released before was called Souls for Sinners. So it was basically people who had sinned and,
right,
they passed on. So there's a lot of stories behind all of it. So for the next project, it's going to be aimed mainly towards the Lake of Dreams story. But the new album of Mind Lapse is when she enters hell and all the, stories she has then. So each song will represent a different story. So we've got a Viking story in there. We've got a guy who's a murderer. We've got all these different songs that are going to represent a different scenario. So it's very different from what we've done.
So what? Okay, cool. That's awesome. That's psychedelic in a way.
Yeah.
What message would you like to give your fans?
What message would I like to give them? I think with Mind Lapse, I think we want to tell a story, I guess. It's a bit like yin and yang, like with Lake of Dreams, it's the yin, with Mind Lapse, it's the yang. So it's kind of like an understanding, and it's all part of like this whole big picture, isn't it? It's like, without going too deep, but like the yin and yang completes a full circle.
Yeah.
So I guess we kind of want to say, don't steer away from negative things, deal with them, because a lot of things, when I was a lot younger, I used to just pretend it wasn't happening and push things away and not deal with it. And a huge life lesson for me recently has been, actually, pain is actually part of processing. You have to go through it. If you keep burying it and turning to escapism, it's never going to get resolved. It's like, you just go through a loop over and over again. So with Mind Lapse, it's like sharing that negativity of, the difficult emotions that we find hard to face, and actually processing them and actually telling the story of your life. And it's kind of what I do as well, I suppose. I'm not afraid to talk about my own personal life stories and what's happened to me in the past and things like that, because I feel that it's there to gain wisdom from. And so I guess Mind Lapse is I guess, well, we're entertainers, we're storytellers, but really it's about the music and how we can bring the two together.
Do you? Yeah, I was just about to ask. Do you take the bad stuff that happened to you? Do you take that and turn it into something good, like in a great song or something?
Oh yeah, like one of my biggest quotes is, "In darkness, creation is born," and that is a huge quote for me, because when I was very young, how I used to deal with my negative emotions was I used to draw quite a lot, and I used to do a lot of poetry, and I used to jam music a lot, and I think that you can use that energy as fuel and put it into something productive, something positive, as you were saying, so some of that will be personal experience, some of it won't, some of it's imagination, some of it's storytelling, and it could be somebody else's story, it could be, it's all stuff that's interlinked. It's a combination of imagination, creativity, personal feelings, I would say, maybe I've gone through my own personal traumas, but I can use that experience to write, and add it into whatever we're writing and things. So, yeah, awesome. There's definitely an element of that, but I wouldn't say it's the whole thing.
Yeah. Oh, awesome. Now, if you could open up for any band, what band would that be?
For me, oh God, that's a hard one. Probably Carcass or Opeth. Those two are like a really two big defining bands for me. Carcass because they're an incredible British death metal band, and they really got me into the heavy stuff. If I hadn't have bought Heartwork EP that day, who knows would I have ever been into death metal, and that, you know, just their stuff has just been incredible. Anything from, you know, God, symphonies. When I look at Carcass and stuff, and I just look at the early stuff and you know what they're writing now. I mean, Necrotism, you got Heartwork EP, you know, even their new stuff's good, you know. Even their new stuff's good. I mean, Opeth is a huge influence for me purely because they had albums like Damnation, so that really inspired me to do Lake of Dreams. And then you've got then you've got their albums like Still Life, Deliverance, Blackwater Park, things like that. Even their early stuff, I mean, wow, you know, it's just incredible. You know, Bloodbath is another one as well, because Michael did that as well, and he had a song called Eaten. Bands like Decapitated. Oh God, there's loads. Suffocation, Obituary, Morbid Angel, Death. The list goes on. I'm just
Morbid Angel kicks ass.
Yeah, definitely.
I remember watching them live. They were pretty badass. Badass.
They
Now, when you first came out with Mind Lapse, you signed a deal and you toured, right? How long was the tour?
So when we first started out, we did 2 short tours. There were only like 3 or 4 dates each. One of them was when we played this Camden Fest. We did Rock City. I think this was in 2001 actually. And I'm just trying to think. The other one was, I think, Rugeley as well. There was a centre in Rugeley somewhere. So we did 3 dates on that tour. The second tour was with Insomnium and Cancer. That was in 2005. We played Rock City, and we played Sheffield Corporation, Bradford Rios, and Camden Coco, which was an incredible venue to play. I'm so happy.
That
was an Napalm Death as well. Yeah.
Really? Oh yeah, they're badass. God, I've been for a long time. What was your favorite venue?
Oh, that's tough, because I would say the first time, oh God, that's hard. All of them were really good. I would say the Coco, purely because it's massive, and it was the first time I'd played on a stage which had 3 or 4 balconies full of metalheads. I've never seen so many people. That was incredible. That was really incredible. But I think my favourite venue is Rock City, because purely the good times we had there. We packed out Disco 2, and there were people standing on tables trying to look at us. And we offloaded so many CDs that day, and it was just awesome. They kept saying encore, encore, and we're like, we've run out of songs, what can we play? And we played Love My Hate again, and they still went wild in the pit. It was really funny.
Cool.
So that was badass, you know.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. Yeah, okay, let's make it easy. What was your least favorite venue to play?
Least favorite? Ooh. I'm trying to think where we played where we weren't too bothered about. You know what? There hasn't been one, because I've really liked the places we've played.
Well, cool.
You know, like even the Shed. Like the Shed, the Charlotte. We loved playing there.
Right. Right. Well, there's an answer.
Yeah, there isn't really an answer for that one, because it's like they were all great. I mean, probably the smallest gig we ever played was the Royal Mail pub. But still,
yeah, but they're mostly the funnest gigs to play.
Yeah, this is what I was going to say. It was a pub, and it was like a really small stage. But you're talking, because I'm a very old Leicester alternative, you know, I've been in the scene for a very long time, and you know, I grew up in the days of George's and the Spread Eagle and the Royal Mail and all these kind of venues that, you know, I don't think they're around anymore. I mean, there was the Red Room, which we played a great gig at. I remember that because we only charged £1 on the door, and we actually packed it out.
Awesome. What's your favorite song from Mind Lapse? What is your personal favorite song?
Favorite song? probably Haunted.
No, Haunted kicks ass.
Yeah.
Haunted is really cool.
I love Haunted. I also really like Visions from the Souls for Sinners EP.
Right.
Because that has so much dynamic. And it was one of the songs that was picked on for Total Rock. We got a lot from that song, you know. But I love playing Love My Hate live. It's not a difficult song. It's a bog standard riffy song, you know. It's one of those, you know, but you can proper headbang to it, and it's one of these that you can really feel the power and the energy in that song.
Yeah.
A lot of my friends love that live. You know, we always used to get an encore for that song. It was just it reminds me of, you know, Pantera had those chunky riffs, didn't they, when they used to play live, and there were certain riffs like I'm Broken, or, you know, there was like certain riffs that they weren't too complicated, but they gave you that headbanging sort of feel, you know. And Love My Hate was like that. It's a great live song, but in all honesty, because my music tastes went heavier, I would say The Prophecy, Haunted are my favourite songs live. They're just so badass. They're so good to just, because it's just pure death metal, and it's just, I love that, you know.
Haunted is cool. Haunted is really cool. I like that a lot. Yeah, I even learned how to play it.
See how you are.
So what's in store for Mind Lapse now? So you guys going to get ready to go in the studio, or?
So for now, we're writing the album. So we're just getting to grips to actually write the songs for the album. So we've been writing. We're working on our first single. We've got that pretty much down. We just need Michael to put his tracks over the top, and then I've got to put my vocals, and then that one just needs mixing down. We should be releasing it by the end of the year. The new album, we're hoping to get the whole album done in the next few months. It just depends on how we can quickly get the mixes down.
Right.
But we're hoping, I mean, Jimmy was saying next spring, you know, I think we'll have it already done and dusted, printed up, you know, all that kind of thing.
Oh, sure. It takes time. Time.
And we want to be sure that what we're going to bring out is going to be of quality, you know, even if it takes a bit longer than usual. So, but, you know, for us, it's about, because it's not the same as having a band locally, we're doing it, you know, long distance. So it's more like sometimes Jimmy will come up with an idea, he goes, meh, he goes, and then he'll be like, actually, scrap that idea, I'm going to do this instead. And sometimes he'll send something to me and I'll be like, why don't we do it like this, like double time this bit? And he's just like, yeah, actually, I was thinking that at the time. I'm so glad you said that. So then he'll go back, rework it, come back, and that's how we communicate through the writing process. You know, it's really kind of cool because you know.
Well, the guys, the guitars, your guys are in the States, right? And you're in
yeah. Ohio and West Virginia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Both of them. Are they both?
So West Virginia is Jimmy, and Ohio is Michael.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
that's cool. Well, it takes time to collaborate and figure stuff out. Sure.
Yeah.
Especially long distance across the pond.
Oh, yeah.
So what's the name of the album when it comes out? Do you guys already know, or?
We're going to have a think about that one because we came up with a couple of ideas, but I want to make sure that it fits into what the Lake of Dreams film is about as well. Right. So there are some ideas we've got thrown around, cool. but I think I want to really think about that because I'm a very symbolic person. You know what I'm like? Right. I like my symbology and stuff. So the album and the artwork has to be on point. It has to reference everything that we're doing. So
right.
Yeah.
Well, Lake of Dreams, you said a film.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
So Lake of Dreams is my ambient project. So Jimmy and Michael are joining that as well. And because we have this melodic side where we write a lot of, I guess, really sort of, Jimmy's more neoclassical. I'm more kind of like Anathema, Opeth Damnation, The Gathering, that kind of stuff. Lacuna Coil, Typo, you know, all that kind of stuff. And then Michael has got some melodic ideas as well. So we said, why don't we have it as a collective thing? Because we're going to be doing the film anyway. It makes sense to have all three on both projects, really, because we all work so well together. But I mean, it's even as friends, we can literally just, shoot the shit with each other. Like we can chat for ages and have a few drinks and talk metal, and it's great, It's really, really cool. So it's,
Yeah. Well, that's cool. Yeah, especially, okay, long distance. Back in my time, we had smoke signals.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
So the internet, how has it impacted the music business in your point of view?
How has the internet impacted music business, you mean?
Yeah.
Or writing it? How would you?
The music business general.
I think it has its pros and its cons. I think a lot of music is more accessible. So people who actually enjoy buying CDs, for example, can actually get to listen to the CD before they buy it. So in that sense, it's really good. But people that don't have that thing where they want to collect CDs can be difficult for obviously musicians, because they'd rather just stream it,
Yeah.
So there's pros and cons with everything. I mean, as long as your music is getting out there, and as long as people are listening to it, and you're getting well known for what you do, they'll probably come down to a gig, and this is the time where we have put a lot of focus on merch, which is why we have the Ragebreed girls, the Ragebreed Warriors.
Exactly.
We're it's like we're wearing band merch. We're trying to encourage people to buy band merchandise, because that's where a majority of their money will now be from.
Right.
Yes, you can buy stuff through Amazon. So I think people are getting in the habit of buying. I've been buying loads of albums through MP3s from Amazon. It's just easy for me to listen to. And I do buy solid CDs as well. If it's a band that I really, really like, I still do that.
Right.
So I guess it's just, the internet is a great place, especially for bands in terms of promotion. And I think, people can utilize what we have now in terms of social media to promote themselves. Like before, we would have to put a poster up somewhere to, Can you imagine?
Remember those? Hey, I've been there, done that.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
I
yeah.
remember I would get these I mean, I didn't even have like proper print stuff back then. I mean, you're talking years ago now. You're talking about, printing out flyers on Word. Mind Lapse have got a gig here. Fuck.
Oh yeah. And then
You remember that?
Oh hell yeah! And then all night with what's it called? Wallpaper paste, and with your flyers or posters, and it's hell yeah! All night.
So we've come leaps and bounds in the sense that we've got access to all our friends on our feed. We can say, hey dudes, here's the new Mind Lapse tune, and straight away, if people are interested, that is, they'll listen to it.
Sure.
And then you've got obviously your groups, pages. You've got Instagram, Twitter. I mean, in a way, it's opened up a lot of doors in terms of promotions.
Exactly. Yeah, because you got a kick-ass record label with a lot of things happening.
Absolutely.
And I tell you what, as a musician, as an artist, with the band Rough and Rude, I am very proud to be signed with Ragebreed Records. Because Karina, you guys in the family at Ragebreed kick ass. Really, it's so comfortable. It's a family atmosphere, and that's what's missing today. Because you got too many bullshit haters out there.
Yeah,
and that's what we don't have at Ragebreed.
No, exactly.
And that's why I'm really, really, really proud. I'm proud of you. You've been doing such a fantastic, brilliant job. It's unbelievable. And tell me more, or tell the boys and girls in TV land, what's Ragebreed Records all about?
Well, I mean, our main goal
because
is to help
there's a lot of
bands.
bands. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. There's a lot of bands. They, newcomers. They don't know where to go, and a lot of companies. They just want to rip them a second asshole open and just take all the money off of them. And Ragebreed is not like that.
No, and I think a lot of people assume things, whereas where we're very, I mean, the reason why I can do what I do and the reason why we do things the way that we do is because I'm in a band,
Right.
and that helps with a lot of things because you can see it from both perspectives. Is what I'm doing fair? And I always I always assess my decisions. And if there's things that I've done in the past that I think, okay, I can understand that point of view, I can maybe do things a bit better this time, or I can maybe try something different, and it's all about learning and thinking what works for me, what doesn't work for me, But with Ragebreed Records, I mean, the majority of the money goes to the bands. I mean, we only take a small commission, and we do that because we want the band to feel like they're cared for. We want them to feel that we are doing this to better you, to better your performance and help in the ways that we can. So we try and do what we can do from our end, and then obviously we've got our PR company, Metal Devastation PR, who have been doing a kick-ass job, which I think has been really great. Couple that with our contacts and our Ragebreed team that are sharing things, and and we just aim to get you guys connected with our affiliates, and and through that we can create a great network where we can all grow together. So Ragebreed, say, affiliate with, I don't know, say Concert Junkies. Concert Junkies get some content for their video by interviewing Ragebreed bands. Ragebreed bands get interviewed. They go under Ragebreed. We give them a radio show, they get a playlist on TV, they get a section in the magazine. It's all interlinked. And everyone rises together because everyone gets something out of it,
Exactly.
And
exactly. That's very, very, very fair. What tell me about the Ragebreed magazine. When is that coming out?
So Ragebreed Magazine, because we've got new staff at the minute, sorry, I think it's a moth or something, but a midnight vampire moth. But so with Ragebreed Magazine, we have struggled a little bit because people have come and gone, and when people come in, I design their page, and then they decide to leave, and then I'm like, oh god. I've got to design that whole section. So it's been a very difficult process because we've had to sort of bring in new staff, which we've got now, and they're now, once they've got the sales in and stuff, we have more compilation sales, then obviously we can design each section for their part. So initially when we first brought in new people, they didn't have we still needed to train them up and everything. So right now the focus is on training and getting them, I'm doing one-to-ones with them at the moment and trying to do some group training. So once that's done and they're bringing in the sales and we've got, the ads and all the spaces filled on the compilation, then I'll be designing, and then it'll be released. But a majority of it is done. It's just obviously now we've got newbies in.
And we've got to
and also got to redesign the stuff of the people that have left. So we've got to change the banner, we've got to change a lot of things because it's their interview, so we may have to redo some interviews. So it's a lengthy process. I don't think they quite understand what it's like having one designer doing a 144-page magazine, but also you've got there's so much work. I love it though. I love the work. When I've done the section and I look at it, I think that looks badass. I love it.
My nipples got hard. I saw a few sections. Whoa, ping. It looks great. I can't wait for it to come out. Sure, it takes time. And that's what a lot of people, what they don't realize, how much time it takes.
Exactly.
It's just, they think it's a blink of an eye and it's there. No. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
So upcoming artists on Ragebreed Records.
Up and coming artists.
Yeah.
So
who's
obviously,
coming out?
So we've got on our roster currently. there's obviously your band, Rough and Rude,
Yeah.
and we're releasing obviously your stuff on Saturday. So we've got Teacher's Pet out. So the video is going to be out, which is amazing, and I love it. By the way, you guys haven't seen it yet, but I've seen it. But it's really, really good.
Thank you.
And then obviously we're going to be you're going to be having your PR stuff going out because of the new single. So you're going to be all in the press. And then we've also got a band called Incognito Theory that you guys may have heard.
Badass. My buddies.
They're so cool. Yep. And shout to Dave from Incognito Theory. They're doing really well. And they've got their self-titled EP out at the moment, and they're releasing some singles. And they just released Smoking Gun, which is really, really good. And if you guys haven't heard Set It Off, you need to listen to it. It's really good. It's the song that made me sign them.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think what else is there. So then we've got Self-Imposed Exile, who are like black metal. They're like progressive black metal. Probably black and death metal, actually, I'd say, because they've got different elements in there. But yeah, great band. And they recently played a Hammerfest in the US. So yeah, we're going to be focusing on them in November, I believe. So we're going to be doing a lot of, promotion with Self-Imposed in November. And then, hang on, let me think. Is this right? No, October. Sorry, Mind Lapse will be November. Exactly. And the reason why that is because we're hoping to release the Mind Lapse single in November. And then, yeah, it's I just love it so much. It's just so badass. It's just this bit in the song, and it's just so fucking brutal. I just love it. And I'm going to go really low end demonic, kind of guttural vocals as well. But
oh really?
Yeah, it's so weird. Even Jimmy heard some of my singing. He went, "Dude, how the fuck do you do that? Like, you can't even tell it's a female singing." I was like, "I know. I'm channeling a demon."
Oh, badass! Oh, badass!
Well, I was joking. Well, I'm joking.
We got the 333 going on.
Yeah.
You good witch, you.
Angel witch.
There you go. But it's good to be bad, so it's okay.
It's all good.
Well, singing deep in it. So I guess you do sing in the shower, huh?
God, if I sang death metal in the shower, my neighbours would probably be calling the police. They'll be like, "What the fuck is that?" But I do have a melodic voice, remember. I can actually sing so.
Oh, you do? Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. Yeah. I can't wait to hear the new single coming out from Mind Lapse. And like you said, Incognito Theory, badass band. Every band that you have signed with Ragebreed, they're badass. There's a reason why you signed them, because they are badass,
Yeah, we have got a new signing coming up, but I'm not going to mention it just yet because they haven't signed the contract yet.
Okay.
But yeah, they're changing a bit of direction. We're going to be focusing on marketing them, but I'm really happy with their I'm very happy with their music. I think they're badass. They're brutal as fuck.
Where are they from?
America.
All right.
I'm not going to say where because you'll guess. Yeah, because I need to do that as an announcement. But I've been chatting with them today, and they understand my direction, and they're listening to my input, which is really good. Which is fantastic. They're really, we've got a group chat going. I'm going to be sending them their contract tomorrow, so we might have an announcement soon, which is really cool. Is awesome. That Mike Moore? Hi, Mike. Thank you so much. That's very sweet of you.
Really, what did he write?
He put, "Karina Sher, you're awesome." Oh, that's nice.
Thanks, Mike.
Cheers.
On Saturday. So you have radio shows. Tell me more about the radio shows at Ragebreed Radio.
So at the minute we've got quite a few shows. I mean, what I'm having to do at the minute is I'm going through a bit of a reorganisation, because as we're getting more people on board as Ragebreed media account managers, we're probably going to be doing 2 shows a day eventually. At the minute, it's just 1 show a day, but we are going to be doing 2, because we've got Headbangers, we've got Into the Pit, we've got Riff Raff, Classic Corner, we've got our in-house stuff, but then we've got our affiliate stuff as well. So, so that's why everyone recently has been assigned a page. So they're going to be working on interviews. Alani is already working on Society X. She's the new Ragebreed girl, and the new media account manager for Society X, which is incredible, because I was dealing with most of the sections. So it's so nice now to have somebody, you know, give it to somebody who can make it their own. She's already getting interviews for her radio show and her TV side of things. So awesome. I'm really looking forward to that. So we've just done Riff Raff as well. So that will be Lily from Australia. And
okay, really? Awesome.
Yeah, so she's been assigned to that page. And then Sean Gibson has been assigned to Gravity Chamber. So there's so much happening. See, and the thing is, with each person who deals with each page with Ragebreed, they will have their own radio show, TV show, and section in the magazine. So because they're new, obviously we've got to train them up. We've got to get the content in there, and then we'll release. So I don't think it's going to be this month, and it's probably looking towards October, November time.
Yeah, no, that's why, you know, I have a lot of respect for Ragebreed and everything what you're doing, because it's not a half-assed job.
No,
you know, it's a serious business. It's a serious company, and like I said, Utmost very proud to be signed with Ragebreed, because you know what you're doing, Karina, is marvelous. Very, very marvelous.
Thank you.
Sure. But, I mean, but also on the dark side, I bet you guys you have or Ragebreed, you and Ragebreed, you have a lot of haters.
Yeah. Oh God. Yes. Pages and groups set up about me.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. But you know, it's one of them things. I mean, when I think what it was is I wasn't prepared for the level of, because obviously when you do something like this, you're in the public eye, you're a public figure, but I wasn't prepared for seeing how cruel people could actually be, and I think that was a shock in itself, because it was
I know what you mean. It's jealousy, and jealousy is ugly, and people turn ugly because they are very jealous, and they start to be haters. But you know, that's one thing I never understood. You know, if somebody like the band from Ragebreed, for example, Incognito Theory, you know, we're doing basically almost same type of genres of rock, heavy rock, sleaze rock, but there's no fight there. I'm happy for them. They've released it's a new song, and us, Rough and Rude, we're fucking happy, you know, and that's what's missing nowadays. You know,
hell yeah!
People, you know, they're not happy to see anybody grow, because of the jealousy, you know, and that's, they need to put that aside. People, pull your head out of your ass, because the view from up there is not very good.
No,
Real life is nice.
The reality is, I mean, this is the way I see it. It's like, I've always been the sort of person that loves to see people shining. I love it when someone says, this happened to me, fantastic. My natural reaction is, I'm so happy for you.
Right.
And I don't understand people who would look at someone else and think, I'm going to try and put that person down because they're succeeding or whatever. Yeah. But this is classic hater mentality. And I actually went on a course, you know, with some people who were public figures, and they were actually saying that, you know, you have to be ready for the level of haterism that you will get on social media, because if you're, and especially me being such an empathic person, I'm a very confident, empathic person, but
Yeah.
that energy
Yeah.
can really affect you, you know. So I have to take breathing space away from it and come back, and you know, it's one of these things where you have to sort of almost look at things objectively. Is the hater saying something to help you? Is it constructive criticism, or is it something that they're doing with malicious intent? Because there's two different things.
Right.
Feedback, for me, constructive feedback is someone saying to you with good intention for you to grow and saying,
Right.
have you considered doing it this way? There's no bitching, there's no nasty abuse or anything.
Yeah.
A hater is someone that wants to humiliate you, put you down, ridicule you. It's abusive, you know. So, you know, but I'm the kind of person that will just cut those kinds of people off. You know, I don't have time for anymore. Like, I'm too busy. You know?
Yeah, no, exactly. That's my motto. You know, that's exactly lose the nugget. But you know what, Karina, you are, like I said, you're very marvelous. And doing what you're doing for the bands is, you know, the spirit is high. And it's sad, but it's true about the haters. But you know what? You have good people in Ragebreed, the family of Ragebreed. We all have your back.
I know. I'm very, very grateful for everyone. You know, there's not a day that I go by where I don't think, thank you so much for my team, and especially your strong support. You know, it really means a lot to me. Yeah. And
because you're worth it. Look at you. Just, you know, flip your nose up. There you go. Go fuck yourself. Good English. Go fuck yourself. And the horse you rode in. No, but it's sad. I know I've been in this business very, very, very long time. Had also my TV show and bands. And back in the 80s, it was always, and I never understood that because, well, in the States, I remember playing bands in the States and hey, dude, your show was awesome. Yeah, and then we're going to perform right after them or before them. You know what I mean? But there wasn't. They're all over, but we're stronger. You know.
Yeah, of course, and I don't really think about it really that often anymore. You know, I used to be really sort of. I was always fighting. I was always trying to put my point across, but now I've kind of stopped fighting with them, cut them off, remove them from my place. But also, I mean, if it's something like a genuine thing, like a rumor that's particularly bad that's got out, that could jeopardize, you know, how people see Ragebreed. I mean, a classic example, people saying that we weren't paying bands at Ragefest 2019. So, you know, when we clearly had a ticket policy, which we put up on there, all the bands got sent tickets in advance. And then also we paid all the signed bands, and we have that, you know, through signatures, you know. We've got evidence of that because we asked them to sign a receipt. We've even got a spreadsheet of times and dates of when we sent the tickets out. You know, it's just people who like to spread rumors to bring the competition down. That's what it comes down to.
Sure.
But in that situation, yes, I will then stand my ground and say, this is rubbish. Here's a cease and desist letter because you're telling lies about my company, you know, because we always try to grow, and we always try to learn from past, and we always try to be better at what we do, you know. Putting in processes, especially, I mean, things like change management, customer service, you know, process. What do you do if this hasn't, say if you haven't received an item, what is the process to you know, who do you get in touch with, what email? It's things like that where you have to put in things like that. You've got to have a dispute process. You've got to have a customer service process, you know, in order for things to get resolved. And genuine queries, they'll get in touch with you because they want resolved. They're not there to, you know, try and bring you down. They're there to say, this is an issue I've got because this happened. Can you resolve it? But what I don't understand is bitching, putting up pages just to attack me personally or physically.
Well, they're not,
Those
number one,
things.
they're not only attacking you, they're attacking us bands that are signed with you.
Yeah.
And that's what kind of pisses me off. But they're doing that because they're bored. They're
Yeah.
bored with themselves. They're bored in life. They have nothing else to do. Instead of staying home, spanking their monkey, slapping their salami, choking the chicken, or if it's a girl, spanking her beaver. You know what I mean? And I can imagine most of the guys that does that shit. They're 40 years old and still living with mommy. You know what I mean? Guys, get a grip. People in general, get a grip. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's it's sad, but it's true. But like I said, Karina, you have 100% our backup, and we know who you are, and that's the most important thing. And the people out there, the haters, let's say the haters, they don't even want to give that chance to get to know who you are, because they hate themselves.
The thing is, though, I don't need approval from them.
Exactly.
I think what it is before I used to wish that I had approval from the wrong people, but actually, if they're displaying a character trait that I think is toxic, like being abusive, because I'm the kind of person, if I have a problem with someone, I just tell them. I just go to the inbox and go, dude, I'm not happy about this.
Yeah.
And that's it, and we sort it out. I don't, I don't get it. And
that's being human, So, and not a bunch of Neanderthals.
Yeah.
But that's how the people are. They're not happy with themselves, so why should they be happy for somebody else?
Yeah. But this is why Ragebreed Against Bullying is so good, because it's like you realise that actually it doesn't just happen to myself; it happens to so many people.
Exactly.
And it's interesting because since we started that up, having that level of support from famous artists, different people that are against racism, domestic abuse, violence, rape, emotional abuse, all that kind of stuff.
Sure, yeah.
It's okay. Yes, it is looking at the dark side. It is exposing the bad things that are happening. But at the same time, it's only through doing that we can bring change about. And this is the reason why we even set up Ragebreed Mind, Body and Spirit, because the aftermath of being a target of bullying, you need to really, grow again. You have to rebuild yourself. You have to remember who you are,
Exactly.
And especially someone who has been on the after, effects after, being, through a difficult trauma, say, for example. So it helps everybody. It helps people who have wanted to voice their story because they've gone through something. And, it's about justice. It's about saying, this happened to me. How can we change as a society? How can we get better at supporting one another, creating more of a family unit globally? Because essentially, we're all part of this universe. We all, hurt the same, bleed the same. We're all going to go into a grave one day. Why not keep the experience that we have on this earth, help each other shine? Why can't we do that, and be happy for people,
Exactly. And that's why I admire you so much, because I know the bullshit you went through, but you still walk around with your head high.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Oh, fuck them.
My invisible crown.
Well, because number one, you're the bad bitch in the business. Don't spill your gin.
Oh, God, no.
So what? Back to what famous musician do you admire? Who would you like to work with, if you had a possibility?
Who would I like to work with? Mikhail Achterfeldt from Opeth.
Why?
Because I've met him already, and he's really good at what he does.
Okay.
Music-wise, Johnny.
Oh. Yeah. Well, I didn't think he was gonna do toenails or stuff like that. But anyway. He doesn't do pedicure.
Oh God, don't.
I won't.
No pedicures.
Well, no pedicures. I
No
promise.
pedicures.
But
well, I have pedicures, but
Do you? I need to get my toenails cut too. I've been ripping up my carpets walking barefoot.
Fucking hell, do rake floor. We don't need any garden equipment anymore. We've got Johnny's toenails.
Hey, any farmers out there that needs to have their
Oh God.
just call me. I'll walk through your fields. Oh, awesome. Well, okay, sweetie. Well, it was great talking to you.
Yeah.
And thank you for the good time with Ragebreed, and thanks for being who you are.
Thank you. And thank you for being who you are.
Thank you. God, I'm turning red. My nipples are hard. You don't want to see my nipples? No? Okay. Well, anyway, I got to get back. I got to finish my radio show for Saturday, Johnny's Rock Corner. Boys and girls out there, tune in, Johnny's Rock Corner, and hey, click on the Ragebreed. Give us the websites where the boys and girls can click on and get more information about this awesome company, Ragebreed.
Yeah, so go to www.ragebreed.biz. So that's the main business page. You can also go to www.ragebreed.bigcartel.com. So that's where you can see the store. We've also got a Teespring, so you can check on the store Teespring for Ragebreed as well. We've got loads of stuff on there, So if you want to check that out, and if you want to sign as a member, you can go to www.ragebreed.com, and you will get newsletters come through now and again. With updates and things. We probably send them out about quarterly because we don't want to overload people.
Awesome. And newcomer bands, send your songs where to?
So if they want to try, it depends on what they want. So if they want to be in the magazine, so we currently got a £50 compilation deal at the moment. So that includes your track on the compilation, free interview, free review thrown in, and to get on that, you have to send an email to ragebreed_magazine_submissions@hotmail.com. And if you could attach your EPK and an MP3 of your music that you would like to put in the compilation, I'll listen to it. If I approve it and I like it, we'll send it off to an account manager to deal with, and they will sort out your interview and your review.
That's a great deal. That's a good deal.
There's also lots of ads and things and promotional packages which you can see at www.ragebreed.biz. Radio station wise, if you want to be on Ragebreed Radio, go to send your email, your MP3 to I'm getting mixed up now. Send it to Ragebreed_radio_submissions@hotmail.com. Same with TV interviews. If you want a meet and greets interview with ourselves, you can also send in an interview request to ragebreed_TV_submissions@hotmail.com. And lastly, if you want to be signed with Ragebreed Records, we may look at signing another band in the new year. I'm already going to be signing another one, so probably the fifth one will be, the sixth one will be next year, I think, 6th, 7th. So send your information to ragebreed_records_submissions@hotmail.com. And someone will be in touch. But please give me some time, because I'm not joking. The amount of PR companies, labels and bands are messaging me at the minute. You're talking, just my inbox alone has gone up to around 40 to 50,000, if probably more now.
Oh yeah.
There's so many, and I just want to also say I do apologise to some of you that, because some of you are sending it to my bookings email, my personal email, and some of the other emails. So I will get back to you eventually. It might take me a couple of months to sift through all that, but I'll do my best. But thank you so much for people that want to work with us, because it's incredible. It's. I mean, we're now working with Nuclear Blast. We've been putting bands in from AFM Records, Earache. We've already done a bit of Century Media. We've got Season of Mist Records, Ragebreed Records, obviously. So many different PR companies. So I'm just blown away, because not only have we got unsigned bands, we've got these incredible labels that we're working with, incredible promoters that we're affiliated with, like Metal in the Mountains, Bloodstock Festival, you know, and it's very humbling, because it's, you know, we put so much time and our own, you know, spirit into what we do, and we're doing this all for the community, you know, for the metal community. So it's wonderful to get that kind of response and respect. I do, you know, thank you so much to everyone that is supporting Ragebreed, and, you know, the team especially, who are doing all these wonderful things in our groups, and, you know, talking to you all, and everyone who's posting on our groups, because it just shows that collectively we can all work together. You know, it's amazing.
That's it. Yeah, exactly. And that's a secret in the pudding.
Definitely.
Working together.
Yep.
Well, sweetheart, it was great talking to you. Boys and girls out there, get in touch. Look up a Ragebreed, and get some information. We have some. I just went off. We have some great deals out there, and Johnny Chadwick from Rough and Rude coming out Saturday with the new single, new video. And also, my radio show is called Johnny's Rock Corner.
And it's on Saturdays.
Yeah. And if you guys have, I have a little segment. It's called Most Embarrassing Funny Moments. Record your most embarrassing funny moments. What happened to you? Send it to Johnny_@ragebreed.com.
That's the one.
Yeah, that's the one.
You remembered.
Oh God, I don't remember where I live.
Who am I?
But who cares? But yeah, Johnny _JOHNNY_Ragebreed at
hotmail.com.
There you go, hotmail.com. Oh goodness. See, it's not my fault. My mom dropped me on my head way too many times.
It's all good.
So, Karina, we love you, and don't change. Do what you always do best, is be yourself.
Thank you.
Love, peace, and hot dogs. Don't be silly. Put a rubber on your willy, and do not drink and drive. I'm taking a street train. Peace.
Peace. See ya.